Hello, everyone. Welcome back to E20 Zone TV. It's Saturday. The sun is shining. I thought I'll do a quick video before I wrap up for the weekend. And listen, yesterday we see a friendly for West Ham, and it's good to see the boys back. But some of the stuff I see about Saeed Benrahma was absolutely appalling, if I'm being honest. I don't know where to start with Saeed Benrahma, yeah, but I understand what people say that they need to see more from him, but this is a pre-season friendly. This is the first friendly game of the new season, and the criticism and the scapegoatness of a man who, let's be honest, never gets any praise whatsoever is criminal. It's borderline criminal, in my opinion. Um, what else can I say? Yesterday, I watched the first half of that game, and it was a flat game for me. Just them friendly games, you can never get into them. That's why I never done any afterthought or anything like that, because you're all they're doing is getting their fitness up. That's all they're doing. But I see some of the stuff on Twitter last night on social media, and keep digging out Saeed Benrahma, it's becoming a bit of a joke now. Like everyone misses chances, everyone misses attempts. I've seen Mikel Antonio miss like the goal from 3 yards out. I've seen him hit the post, hit the crossbar from 4 yards out. But no one will mention that. Do you know what I mean? But Saeed Benrahma, the first game of the new season, friendly wise, and he's targeted straight away. Uh, Everyone seems like they just want this man at the door. And I tell you what, I will keep banging the drum as hard as I can for him to stay, because I think he's a gem in the making. I look at Haller and I look at other players who's come at West Ham, and for me, these players, it just seems like if they don't do it right now, West Ham, like people are just too easy just to get them out. Do you know what I mean? Look at Jared Bowen. It took Jared Bowen 2.5 years to be the player he is now, and we also don't know how good Jared will be moving forward into the future. Do you know what I mean? Will he be the same Jared Bowen from last season to this season? So for me, the criticism is definitely not called for. 100%. Like he's not a bad man. He missed a chance, and people were hounding him last night. Personally, I don't like to say this, but I do think there's something more to it with certain people and certain like Twitter followers and things like that. It comes to Saeed Benrahma. Do you know what I mean? For me, I think Saeed's a very, very good footballer. I think he needs a bit of confidence, but he's improved every year he's been at West Ham. He's improved. Now you might not like to hear that, but the first season he had 6 assists, 1 goal. Last season he had 17 assists and goals combined. Now to me, that's improvement. Do you know what I mean? I don't know what more this boy's got to do, but I don't like the scapegoatness of the man. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, fair enough. If you don't like him, don't like him, but don't like go straight in on him after one game. Do you know what I mean? If he's like that over the course of all the friendly games, then I could understand what you're saying. But I see Cresswell and Dawson yesterday, and I thought that was terrible. Pair of them. I thought Elise was excellent in getting out of situations where poor passing was leading us astray, basically, and Elise was covering the ground. I thought Ashby, for me, I've said this for a long time, mate. I've watched Ashby follow his progress since the under-21s and the youth system. That kid needs to be starting games for West Ham United. Fair enough. Defensively, he's a bit hit and miss, but going forward, he's excellent. I think if you work on the defensive play with him, then you're going to get the best of him, in my honest opinion. So to leave it on with that, with old Saeed, for me, it's a polarising thing. But if you support the man, yeah, and you support the club, you got to back him, right? Don't criticise the man just because he's had one mediocre game or poor game, especially in pre-season, because there was games yesterday where a few of them was there. Troj is in the house. Good morning, Troj. Hope you're well, mate. So yeah, I'll leave it on that with Saeed. Moving on to Justin Kluivert. Now, if we was to sign his father many years ago, we would have been a top-class side with a world-class striker. But Justin Kluivert keeps getting mentioned all the time for West Ham. He's been on loan at Leipzig and a Nice. I don't know why, but it's just not working out for him on these loan moves. Like he went to Leipzig 2 years ago, I think it was. Went to Nice last season. He's still a Roma player. I don't know where it goes with this one with Justin Kluivert, but from what I'm sort of hearing, West Ham are very much looking at him. Do you know what I mean? As a possible loan move, I think it is. So I don't know where to go with this one with him. Is he the sort of player that we need? Yes, but is he the man for West Ham? I don't think he is. I think you can tell by the loan moves where he's just not working out for him. And I think we're asking a lot for someone to come in really and take Benrahma's place, because that's what people are calling for. Right? Someone to come in and take Benrahma's place. So Justin Kluivert, is he the man? Maybe on a loan deal, but I wouldn't buy him. I would not buy him at all. I think, yeah, get him on a loan, check him out, see what he's like in the Prem, and go from there. But we will see on that. Anyway, moving on to Onana. You know his name. Now, second bid looks like he's coming in for Onana, for the Lille powerhouse midfielder. For me, it's the right move. West Ham need a proper powerhouse midfielder. They've just signed Flynn Downs, who looks pretty decent, and I will get to your comments shortly. But Onana is sort of what we need. We need a ball carrier in midfield. Right? Declan can do that excellently, but we need another one. And Flynn, I had a Swansea fan on yesterday, which was an absolute great show. It's only 12 minutes long, but I've got to be honest, that was probably the best 12 minutes that I've had doing YouTube. I really enjoyed what he was coming out with, and like different sort of attributes of this man. And that's what I'm going to try and do. Any players that we do sign, I will try and get people on to sort of tell us what they're all about, because we can judge them on a YouTube clip, but I'd rather get someone to judge them who's actually watched them week in, week out. So Onana, for me, if we go in there, we've got to go in there with a serious bid, because he's got some suitors. He's got Monaco, Arsenal. I think it was Manchester United was looking at him. There's a few other big guns looking at this man. So Onana, for me, we should be getting this man. Right? He should be the number one target, along with a striker and a left back. Do you know what I mean? I think if Onana comes in, I think Souček could go. I really do mean that. I don't know where this leaves Coventry in all this. I done a poll on the channel yesterday, and I said, what do we think on Coventry? Does he have a future at West Ham? Does he not? I honestly don't know where Connor goes from here. I really don't. Like, if Onana comes in, he's got Onana, he's got Downs, he's got Rice, Souček. I don't see where Coventry fits. I really don't. And Ekwa, as someone said in the chat, looks quite decent also. So it's going to be an interesting one to see what happens there. But West Ham should go after Onana and try and get this man. If you want to do a good bit of business, try and get Onana at this club, because I think he would be a powerhouse. I remember a while back, it got mentioned about him, and I put a video up saying this is a player that we was looking at, and people said, wow, he looks quite decent. So it will remain to be seen what goes on there with regards of Onana. So let's get into your comments and let's have a look and see what we got. Ekwa looked decent, I thought. Yeah, listen, Ekwa, right? People say, I can't remember what people said yesterday, but his tackling's not all, no, not his tackling. There's a weakness of him. He loses the ball, I think, too easy, I think it was. That's what I mentioned yesterday. But we'll see. Benny still had more chances than Antonio and an assist. Yeah. I don't know where to go with it, Jonah. Like, I'll flip around on all the YouTube channels and listen, they've all got their opinions, right? And I've got mine, yeah? So I respect that. But I don't know what people are seeing in regards of what they want out of the man. I don't understand it. Like, he's improved from last season. He has one game and like he does one thing wrong and the fan base are on him. And to me, that's like an agenda. It starts becoming an agenda with me when he does one thing in pre-season and then next thing, bang, it's all good night. So I don't know. I don't know what to say on that. I really don't. Benny was gash. It wasn't fitness. That's the issue. It wasn't fitness. That's the issue. I don't know, Troj. Like, was fucking Dawson any good? Was Cresswell any good? Was Antonio any good? Was any of them any good? Like, two of the youngsters scored the goals. Like, do you know what I mean? First 2 minutes, he was put through on goal and can't control it. Yeah, I know, but listen, if we're going to criticise him for not controlling the ball, I'd rather him make the mistakes now. And then if he does that against Man City, then you can come in and criticise him. But come on, this is a friendly, mate. This is a friendly. This is like, it's a friendly game. They're working their fitness, and yeah, like I don't know, I don't understand where the aggression is on like from the fan base to go wallop straight on him because he wasn't the worst player there yesterday. Right, no way. Then he also missed a few sitters. Problem is, it's the technical stuff, things he's supposed to be good at. Yeah, but he's just come back from a like they're getting their fitness back. So you know, Coventry could have done everything that Benny did first half and more. So why didn't he play Troj? What we got? Let's have a look. I'll get down to this. Right, because none of our players were sharp in front of goal. It's a pre-season friendly, people. That's what it is. It's a pre-season friendly, right? It's a pre-season friendly in a near enough empty stadium, right? With like a few hundred West Ham fans there. There's no intensity in the game. Like the game was flat and slow. Like what made me laugh is, I retweeted this on my Twitter. Yeah, I put up the goal that he scored against Brentford last year. Yeah, and I looked at all the previous comments. Yeah, no one praised Benny last year when he put that ball in the top corner last year. And I said, "Wow, yeah." It's like, oh yeah, it's a good goal. Do you know what I'm saying? So, well, I think there's a bit of an agenda going on. True, none look sharp, but those were glaring hiccups. Yeah, I understand that they are glaring misses, but they're misses. Like no one can sit here and say to me that Mikel Antonio has not missed X amount of chances in big games against Premier League sides. I remember a few years ago against Arsenal, he missed a goal from 3 yards out, but people blame Benny for that one. It was just, yeah. At least started poor, but grew into it. I don't know. At least in the first half was a bit shaky to a point, but his recovery. I remember a ball getting played from Cresswell, I think it was, or Fornals or someone like that. Bad pass in, and he done a recovery tackle and like he scooped it out and away. Basically, he was pretty good for me yesterday. But he is like what can I put it? He's an under-23 player. So he's not. You can give him a bit of leeway. Like I see people saying about Ashby, but Ashby to me is the future. You want your. What I loved yesterday with Ashby, he was bombing down that wing. He was bombing down the wing all the time. Defensively, it is a bit of an issue. Coventry, they're better. Was probably nervous. Yeah, we're judging objectively, but he was poor again. Fresh side. Would rather focus on the ST striker first, but as far as midfield, Onana or Cocker is definitely my choice. What order do you think we are getting the positions in? Something tells me we're going for a left back after this. I think we're going for a left-sided player, mate. I think what they're going to do, if you want me to be honest, well, click this off. I think they're going for a left-sided player, and people. I'm starting to hear that. I wonder whether they would accept a bid from someone for Benrahma. If I'm being honest. That's why I'm disappointed because I look at him and I think this is like a Haller situation all over again. Yeah, it's a player that people say, "Oh yeah, he can't do it, he can't do it." But how can you say he can't do it when 2 seasons now he's improved both seasons? Like that to me just doesn't speak volumes. And when people back Vlasic and say Benrahma needs to go, then I have to laugh at them. So I'm like, Vlasic cost 30 million, mate. And let's be honest, played 19 games, 1 goal, and didn't do nothing. Nothing at all, really. So you got to weigh it up. What did you think of Trott? I thought he looked nervous. He's lightweight. I mean that kindly. Trott, for me, I don't think will make it at West Ham at a high level, if I'm being honest. I really don't. I think he's a League One, League Two standard. I remember he went on loan. When did he go on loan at Wimbledon? And like he was a bit iffy there. I remember a few people saying that. And yeah, I don't think Trott's going to make it at West Ham. Or I could be wrong, but yeah. Do you know what I mean? Darren, hope you are well, mate. I'm talking objective facts, Darren. There's no agenda. I understand what you're saying, Troj, but listen, this is the first game of the season. Like as in West Ham United, pre-season friendly, away. I think like if you give me a fair assessment of him on August the 7th after all the friends, Like, and when the season starts, then I would say to you, you know what, Troj, you're 100% right. I agree with what you're saying, and I'll hold my hands up, and I have to admit that. The one thing I can't have is that people will slag him off now. If he plays against Rangers and scores 2 goals, no one will bat an eye. That's the thing I can't work out. That's where the flip-flop mentality comes into play there. Like, he could go and score 2 goals, or he scores a goal, he assists a goal, and people will look at the centre half or the left back or Ashby or someone else. They won't give the man praise. I remember it last season, for instance. And don't get me wrong, Jared Bowen was excellent in this game, yeah. But Benrahma scored 2 goals at Norwich away, yeah. All the speak was on Bowen, yeah. I'm like, Benrahma for me isn't a bad influence, right? Because that game he had the right to take the penalty to score his hat trick. He didn't. He asked. He got told no. He moved on. And Bowen was excellent in that game, but there was just no praise for Benrahma whatsoever. Like, do you know what I mean? Some of the people will do. Out of the like, some people will go, yeah, he looks good. I don't think you can judge him in like one pre-season game and just go straight in on him again. It's like people are trying to force him out the door. If I'm being honest. Dawson was helped at least a lot, I think. I was talking to him when he got caught out of position. Also, Moyes was in his ear. Yeah. What we got? Antonio's form last season. Antonio was one of the top strikers in Europe at Christmas. Yeah, but the season don't finish at Christmas, though, Travis, does it? It finishes in May. So I could turn around and say Benrahma was one of the top players in the Premier League after the first 2 months, because he scored X amount of goals, X amount of assists. So yeah, like, you've got to be honest, weigh it up for what it is. Do you know what I mean? And don't go. That's my personal opinion on that, right? And I'm looking to do like a little debate show on this, because I want to see what other fans think on this. I want to know why people are so adamant about Benrahma at the door. Because if you had Oko Flex in this situation, you wouldn't want Oko Flex out the door. Like, if Oko Flex had come in for a season, had a okay season, yeah, the following season he had the same stats as Benrahma, no one would be calling for Oko Flex out. Not one. So there's something more to it, in my opinion. Then one after the worst. You know, I always say you can't play twice a week. As soon as Antonio went to 1 game a week, he got 3 goals in the last 3. Yeah, but the problem is, with 3 goals and all that, is that he's our striker, and you know, he needs help. Right, let's get down there, because I've got so many comments. I totally agree with you, James, about Benrahma. Listen, I'm not going to do a little debate show. I'm lining something up, yeah, and I'm going to get some people who are very anti Benrahma, yeah, and I'm going to back Benrahma all day long, yeah, because as a West Ham fan, he's come to the club and he hasn't been one of the worst players. I've seen some absolute shambolic stuff, if I'm being honest. I've seen people say he's not fit to wear the shirt. He's the worst signing that we've ever made. He's this, he's that, he's the other. And for me, you can't. I don't know how you assess that, because whoever these fans are, if they're 15, 16-year-olds behind a Twitter avatar, then they've never seen bad. Like me, I think I've seen bad. Like, a lot of the older generation who are older than me have seen shit. So I don't think Saïd Benrahma is the worst player to ever wear a West Ham shirt. Do you know what I mean? I think he's treated like that because I think there's just something more to it. I really do. Yeah, but I blame the mismanagement why Antonio dropped off in his form. I want to see us sign 2 strikers. We are lacking it so badly. Yeah, I agree. You know what I mean? What we got here? Goals and assists combined, I think he was top 5 out of all the European clubs. Well, people also seem to forget about Antonio's streak. Well, I don't remember that. Enlighten me. Right. Going to Bournemouth pre-season friendly on Tuesday. I hope Coventry and Ashby will be there. Elise has got a lot of potential. If Dawson or Abona are going next season, Elise hope next in line. I don't think. I think Ashby might be at Ipswich. I think they might split them up. I think he'd be like the lesser. Right, they'll probably judge it differently there. Also, like the geography of where they live, also I think was coming to play there. But yeah, and yes, at least did well yesterday. Hope he gets a chance. And Ashby, yeah. Not going to lie, James. Watching Coventry yesterday, I was impressed. I think he's sold. He looks too slow. I think he says he wasn't inferior. I think he'll be sold. He wasn't too slow. Yeah, listen. For me, Connor Coventry is a player. Let's be honest here. That he's another one that hasn't really been given a chance at West Ham. He's another Josh Cullen 2.0, 100%. I think the moment that we found out that Finn Downs was coming to the club, and listen, if you haven't checked out my video from yesterday with the Swansea fan, go and check it out. It was a decent video, I've got to admit. The moment we signed Finn Downs, I believe that is the end of Connor Coventry at West Ham. I think he'll either be loaned out or sold. I don't know where he goes, Connor. Really don't. I don't know where he fits. And people say he has got a future, but you tell me where. Do you know what I mean? Like, if we go and sign 2 other central midfielders, which reportedly we're looking at, then I think Connor's surplus to requirements, in my opinion. So it will remain to be seen on that. On it. What we got? Benny's the worst sign ever made. Did you not forget about Zaza Wilshere? 100% agree, Adam. 100% agree, mate. Some people have just got it in for him, and I think I know why, but I don't want to say why, because like I just feel that every other time he does something good, no one never gets a mention, and when he does something bad, the whole fan base cripple him. Right? Well, not the whole fan base, about 75% of the fan base will go in on it. You know what I mean? Actually, pace is a problem in our team. 100% agree on that, and that's why whoever we do sign, we need pacey players. I do think we need a left back with pace would help. That'd be the first thing, and definitely 100% a left-sided player who can canter with Benrahma and others. Do you know what I'm saying? Morning, James. Playing catch up. No worries, mate. No worries at all. Anyway, I'm gonna probably also Antonio might be slowing down slightly. Yeah, listen, we can't keep relying on Mikel to come in and do what he's got to do. We need a striker at the club. And for me, when you get more options, then we might have a better chance of doing something this year. Do you know what I'm saying? Obviously, they're looking at other players now. Like they are looking at midfielders. Like this Tillemans thing just don't seem to go away. And yeah, like a left-sided player would be good. A left back is definitely what we need, and a striker. Now, going for Broja, for me, putting all your eggs in one basket for Broja, I think the only decent thing about that, he lives in Berkshire, or he's from Berkshire way, so he's going to want to stay down this way. But the only fear I do have is he did work with Frank Lampard at Everton. That's the one thing I will say on that. And I hope that don't sway him as if to say, like, if they just got rid of Richarlison, if they go and sign Broja, Lampard could be the pulling power that he needs to get him up there. Do you know what I mean? I know he's in. I know he is in Berkshire, the kid, but you know, this is Lampard. This is his ex-Chelsea manager, and if he's in for him, then I reckon he's going to have more of a pulling power than Moyes, if I'm being honest. Do you know what I mean? But I am concerned. I will say that. Let's get to your final few comments before I wrap up for the weekend. Coventry looks a little slow. Coventry's improved 100% when we brought on the other youths. He can runners and movement around him, so he'll be static and dictate play. Troj, let me ask you this question: do you think Connor will be sold this or loaned this season? Last season we see him. I remember pre-season last year with Connor Coventry, yeah. And when you sort of hindsight's a wonderful thing. If you look at him back at him last season, yeah, and we bring in Krell, we should have just kept back in Coventry. If I'm being honest. Do you think Connor will be loaned or sold? I believe he will be loaned out. I don't think West Ham will sell him. I don't think West Ham I think West Ham might loan him out and see what happens. Do you know what I mean? Unless they get a decent bid for him. And also, before we sort of come towards the end, right? What value would you put on Connor Coventry? Because I asked this the other day to Mitchell and Lucas, and they said something like 6 million. Now, is Connor Coventry worth 6 million? He's an Ireland international. I don't know. I think he's worth a bit more than 6 million. Loan to a championship for Coventry. Hopefully, you don't get rid of him. I agree. I do love Pipeless's comments, I must admit. Do you think blondes or brunettes are better footballers? Well, I like redheads, I'm afraid. Pipeless, I know what I meant. Coventry is a type who sits in the centre circle and sprays it around. Yeah. We haven't mentioned the L word. If he's signed, we may not get a striker. Oh, I'd rather sign Broja. Yeah, the L word's banned, mate, 100%. Lee, hope you're well, man. Don't think we should be trying to get rid of anyone at the moment. We have 5 subs and we need a good bench and teams wafer thin. Totally agree. Totally agree. But I think when you bring in 2 midfielders with 3 midfielders that are already there, plus Lanzini can play midfield, technically you've got 6 midfielders deep down. I don't think we need 6. Joe says he's 50-50 on that. Right, I see. Antonio Broja done well pre-Xmas. Lingard after Xmas this year before. Benny is doing well, better stats each season, and Vlasic is a waste of money, in my humble opinion. Don't get me started on Vlasic, mate, because when people say give Vlasic time, and then you got other. Oh, don't get me started on him. Coventry looks more impressive last pre-season. I've got to admit, I agree 1,000%. I thought last season he looked the real deal. This year, I just don't think he's going to fit. I just don't think he's going to play, mate. If I'm honest, I thought Ashby started off very shaky with a few bad passes and defensive errors, but he grew into the game. I think Ashby, that comes in time with him though. I don't know what Ashby really is. Is he a right back or is he a right wing back? I think as a right wing back, that boy can bomb down that right, 100%. As a right back, I think he's got to be more defensive minded, and I just don't think he is. If I'm being honest. What else we got here? Let's have a look. I don't think he can progress. I agree. A bit too slow. I agree. 6 million of a downs is 11. Well, 6 million. Surely Broja won't turn down European football if he goes to Everton. Jesus Christ. You never know, though, mate. You never know. Like, because the way he looks at it, is he turning down European football or is he turning down the possibility of being second choice? Because he's not going to be first choice at West Ham, is he? Let's be honest, Broja. Broja will, at Everton, will come in and be number 1, I reckon. So, as I take the pump, what else we got here? Let's have a look. Which West Ham player would do best on Love Island? I reckon Dawson would chew out all the ladies. That's a good question, partners. I do like your random stuff. Who would do good on Love Island? Let's have a think. Mikel Antonio would, 100%. He's got the chat and the banter and all that. Let's have a think. Who else is it? Ben Johnson's too timid. You get like chewed up. Declan definitely would. I'd say him and all. Roger wants to stay in London. He's settled here. Hope so. I thought Kluivert was a winger. Why is he being compared to Okada and Tillemans? I think it's just midfielders, mate, or attacking threat midfielders. He's a left-sided winger, isn't he? Kluivert. He's not a striker though. It's one for you. He's definitely not. Carl, I've read his old man, mate. His old man was listen. If you remember Patrick Kluivert from back in the day, played for Barcelona, and yeah, mate, he was phenomenally good. None of the senior players were playing full on it. It was just for fitness. Don't know why any of the players are getting slated after these. I totally agree, Scott. I cannot agree any more with you on that comment, mate. I really, do you know what I mean? a guard for a guard for Love Island. Yeah, no chance. Declan does well on Love Island. He's too skinny. Don't got to be skinny, mate. He's got the banter, isn't he? And that is it from me. So I'm going to wrap it up there on this. I'll start off with this. Onana, if we do put in a bid for Onana, it has to be a proper bid, right? Not like 19 million euro, 23 million euros, which is 19 million, I think it is. If you want to go and get Onana out of Lille, you've got to pay proper money to get him out there because he's a talent. Do you know what I mean? So if West Ham are going in there for a second bid, make sure it's a proper bid, West Ham, and don't insult everyone, the height and the fans. Do you know what I'm saying? Moving on to sort of Justin Kluivert, yeah. I don't know on this kid. I really don't. Like, my opinion is very 50-50 on this lad. For me, I look at him. He's had 2 loan spells in Germany and France, and he's done not a lot. Not a lot at all. And it's like he's running down his contract for nothing, really. I just think I think he might be just overhyped because he's Patrick Kluivert's son. Do you know that old chestnut? So I'm not too sure on him. Is he the man for us? Probably a loan at best, but I wouldn't buy him. I definitely wouldn't buy him. I just don't see it. Do you know what I mean? And then finally on the Saïd Benrahma thing, listen, it's been a good, interesting debate on this side about Saïd Benrahma. Right? Some people are in the camp of, yes, he's the man. Give him time. Why is he getting criticised? And then other people are like, well, look what he done yesterday. That's not good enough. We need better than him. Now, what people are failing to understand is that in the last 2 years, West Ham have played pretty damn well. And in 2 years, Saïd's been at the club. Do you know what I mean? So I'm not saying it's all down to Saïd Benrahma. I'm not saying that at all. But he's been a part of the success at West Ham. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's scored vital goals in European competitions. He's been a threat. He's done some good things. Fair enough, he's done some bad things, but I just feel that criticising him right now is just wrong. Like, if you're going to criticise him at the end of the friendlies, because if I see it on Tuesday night, we go to Ipswich or something, and he's at Ipswich, and he scores a goal, I would like to see how much praise he get for his goal. Probably not a lot. I'll probably have money on it. Do you know what I mean? So it will remain to be seen what happens with Saïd Benrahma. I don't think he gets sold. I know people would love him to go this window. I don't think he gets sold. I really don't. I just don't think I don't think West Ham can afford to sell him, and B, I don't think West Ham got any replacements lined up. West Ham need players to come in, and West Ham are not bringing anyone in at the minute on that side just yet. So I think if you get rid of Benrahma, you're getting rid of a player, but then you've got to replace him with, i.e., 2 left-sided players because we're so light there. So it remains to be seen what happens with Saïd Benrahma. But obviously, everyone's got their opinion, and we will leave it at that. Any suggestions for a left winger apart from Sarr? I haven't seen us link with too many more. Well, Keane Lewis-Parr was going to Brentford, and I don't know what's going on with that just yet. But I don't know. I really do not know what's going on that left-hand side. For me, I don't think West Ham. Well, I think he's put all his eggs in one basket in regards of Lingard. But let's be honest, Lingard could have played all along that front line. I know I mentioned the L word. Do you know what I mean? But it is what it is. And I don't understand what the problem is if someone plays poor and we say so. But this is not him playing poor, is it, Trudge? And you're not a silly. You're not a silly person, and I respect your opinion greatly on this. I really do. But this is an ongoing thing that's been going on for fucking months at West Ham. Every time he does something wrong, the fan base bang on him straight away. Yeah, and I've seen games where Fornells has been poor, and he gets a pass because he's Pablo Fornells. I've seen games where Lanzini's been poor, yeah, and he gets a pass because it's Manuel Lanzini. I've seen games where Benny's been pretty okay, and the fan base has said he's been shit. I'm looking at him and I'm thinking, well, how can you sort of justify that? It's just like what you've just said there. You just took the words out of my mouth, mate. See, we think like it's Marmite. You either like him or you don't. And I just feel as a supporter, yeah, you got to back your players, but you've also got to be constructive in when you're looking at them and going, well, let's assess it after 5 pre-season games, not after 1. Do you know what I mean? Because it's like someone coming out and going straight in on the Mikel Antonio and saying, Mikel, why didn't you score against that team yesterday who, let's be honest, was shit? Do you know what I mean? And you didn't do a lot. So you've got to be sort of consistent in your opinions. Do you know what I mean? My opinion's always been consistent with him. And my opinion's always been that, yeah, he's a good player. He's got his flaws, but ain't they all? Do you know what I mean? Like, Mickey's got his flaws. Pablo Fornals has definitely got his flaws. Like, do you know what I mean? So I just feel that to go in on one player when there was I could probably name 5 or 6 yesterday who I thought were like that. Do you know what I mean? I thought Cresswell weren't all that, if I'm being honest. I thought Dawson played a few good things good and a few good things bad. Do you know what I mean? And they're 2 of our first teamers. And like Mickey was quiet, not really effective, if I'm being honest. And Fornals and Lanzini played in the same team together, which I've always said that don't work. So, yeah, it remains to be seen. But do you know what? It's an interesting debate. I'm going to sort it out. I'm going to get people on who are very much in the Benrahma no camp, and I'll get people on who are like me. It'll be interesting to see what they think. But from me to you, I'm going to let you go. It is your Saturday. It is a lovely day over here in the UK. I've got to be honest. But do you know what? Whatever happens, we're West Ham. We get through it. Anyway, take care. Ta-da.